Good morning, everyone. I'm your host, Sophia Samples. It's been a busy month, so let's get right into it. Gerrymandering is in full force across the country. It attempts for one party to dilute the other's influence. Republican-led states like Texas, Missouri, and Utah are redrawing district maps in order to grow their influence and power in the federal government before next year's midterm. States like California are also now redrawing their maps in an attempt to counteract the aforementioned states. And now North Carolina is carving their slice of gerrymandering pie. Congressional District 1, a historic black belt district in the eastern part of the state, is the latest district under attack. It covers rural parts of the northeastern North Carolina, the outer part of the Research Triangle, and cities like Elizabeth City, Wilson, and Rocky Mount, among others. CD1 has never had a Republican hold office in almost a century and a half. The reason CD1 is being targeted? Because it was one of 13 districts to vote for Donald Trump in the 2024 election, while also electing Black Democrat Don Davis to the House of Representatives. Davis won the district by less than 2% over his opponent. The new congressional map, if it goes through, will diminish Black voting power by stretching the district into the southern part of the state, effectively decreasing our voting population by more than 8%. This would allow Republicans to control 11 of the state's 14 congressional seats. Defined as the use of digital media by non-Black individuals to appropriate Black culture or to convey comic relief or express emotions, digital blackface has been on the rise. It's only gotten worse with the rise of AI, but this isn't something new. When you're on social media, many of the memes, GIFs, or reaction pics you see have Black people as the subject. Iconic moments in Black pop culture history are forever enshrined on the internet. Lauren Michelle Jackson describes it as characterization of various types of minstrel performance. Minstrelsy, if you didn't know, was theatrical performance where white actors wore black face paint on their faces and performed routines based on stereotypes of African Americans that gained popularity in the 1800s. Today, digital blackface is considered a seamless transition into racism because it allows users a feeling of anonymity in order to mirror Blackness. There are so many emotions we all feel, and more likely than not, you can name a GIF of a Black person to go along with it. They're perpetuated by websites like Giphy, using search terms such as sassy Black lady to find a GIF of Nene Leakes from The Real Housewives of Atlanta snapping her fingers and pursing her lips. If you'd like to know more about digital blackface and the impacts the rise of AI will have on our community, click the link in the description. We'll be right back after these messages. Years ago, Misty Copeland rose to prominence as the first Black ballerina to become principal dancer in the American Ballet Theater's nearly century-long history. She's become an inspiration to young girls, Black and white alike, paving the way for a generation of girls to grow up with levels of representation never seen before. Misty Copeland led the way for little Black girls to dream and to see themselves as beautiful ballerinas, and because of it, we are now seeing more and more of young dancers of color striving for their dreams. Copeland actively used her platform to try and increase the awareness and representation of Black ballerinas, and to this day continues to speak up about the role race plays in ballet and the implicit perceptions we have about the art. In a 2021 interview with Good Morning America, Copeland said, "When people think of ballet, they say, oh, it's the most pure dance form, but they often relate pure. They connect that to white." And after dedicating 25 years of her life to the art, Copeland is ready to hang up the flats. On October 22nd, 2025, she took her final bow, and rightfully so. She was given her flowers. When you have someone like Oprah describing you as someone who redefined who belongs, who gets to be seen, and who gets to lead, absolutely do you deserve your flowers. She is now aiming to pivot into making a change off stage, going behind the scenes, which is why she's joining ABT's board of directors. Switching over to fashion, I'll excuse that some of you guys are late to today's episode if you excuse that Autumn Adegbo is the latest. Nigerian-American-born New Yorker Autumn Adegbo has been lighting up the runway since 2019, and rightfully so. From her unique tagline to her uber-environmentally friendly clothing production methods, she has it all down pat. Having studied both economics at Spelman College and fashion design at Parsons School of Design, she has been going down the right path since day one. Her mother, Igbo, made all of Autumn's clothes for her when she was a child, and after getting voted as best dressed in 4th grade, she was inspired by her. This is what made her calling in life her passion. She inherited her love for fashion design from her mother. While she was still in her early days of building her identity as a fashion designer, she interned and worked as a fashion assistant at W Magazine, amongst other well-known fashion brands, allowing her to gain a considerable amount of real-world experience in what she wanted to do with her life. Later down the line, she eventually went on to become the first Black woman to raise over $1 million in venture capital for a fashion brand in 2020, became a member of the Council of Fashion Designers of America in 2021, and she has also dressed many notable celebrities such as Kerry Washington and Gabrielle Union. Her brand is stocked in highly popular retail companies like Nordstrom, Berghoff Goodman, and Neiman Marcus. Her tagline, "Culture, Color, Conscious," aligns with her personal values and background. The culture refers to her Nigerian heritage, which is constantly incorporated into the clothing. The colors used in her brand are bright, full of life, super vibrant, expressive, and so on and so forth. In Autumn's world, there's no such thing as dull color. In the last part of her clothing brand's tagline, "Conscious" refers to the brand's eco-friendly and ethical production process. They partner with international artisans to avoid overproduction to minimize leftover materials going unused and wasted. Adegbo's self-named brand produces a wide variety of women's clothing and accessories, all of which can be worn seasonally, at events, in the everyday, or even as a statement. Unfortunately though, a clothing brand as fabulous as this almost never comes cheap. Just looking at two different categories of clothing, their dresses range from $250 to $745, depending on the kind of dress you're looking at. And the tops and separates range from $100 to $525. You can't buy happiness, but you can definitely buy higher grade clothing from a Black designer. While that was a lot to take in, let's keep the good news rolling. Kaylee, take it away.
Welcome back to Blurred Alert and happy November. Let's get right into it. Calvin Evans, the man accused of stealing Beyoncé's unreleased music and tour plans on July 8th, was taken into custody on September 16th on a parole violation in Hatfield, Georgia. He was indicted by a grand jury on October 13th on charges of criminal trespass and entering a vehicle with the intent to commit theft. Items stolen from the vehicle were unreleased tracks, set lists, laptops, and more. Security cameras captured the suspect using a car he had borrowed from a family member. Police shared that they were able to track a laptop and AirPods Max that were stolen from the vehicle, as well as finding 2 very light fingerprints after dusting the items. Sadly, these items have yet to be recovered. It's always really unfortunate whenever an artist's work gets stolen because every hour after the original theft lowers the chances of these items actually being found. These items have a slim chance of being recovered, and I don't doubt that it's heartbreaking for Beyoncé and her fans. Next up, let's get into some TV. On March 14th, it was announced that Percy Jackson and the Olympians was renewed for its 3rd season, and on August 8th, they had started production. Despite the fact that Season 2 won't be premiering until December 10th, with the show's success, we'll be seeing more of the Golden Trio. Millions of people adored the books growing up, and fans young and old are excited to see how this season brings its accompanying book to life. Season 1 will cover the first book, The Lightning Thief. Season 2 will cover the second book, Sea of Monsters, and Season 3 will cover the third book, The Titan's Curse. We can only assume, if they're greenlit, that the next 2 seasons will cover the last 2 books in the first series. Season 3 will be joined by Nick Kopus and Ben Seminoff as episode directors. Nick has worked on other shows like Supernatural, The Flash, and Titans, and Ben has worked on shows like Ozark, Stranger Things Season 2 and 3, and Yellow Jackets. With this portfolio, I can only imagine that they're going to film Season 3 in a grittier fashion. For Season 3, only the actors for Elizabeth Rachel Dare, the D'Angelo siblings, Zoe Nightshade, and Aphrodite have been announced. Although, I am excited to see who they cast as Selena Beauregard and Charles Beckendorf, as their relationship in the books was a fan favorite. I know I'm going to binge the show as soon as possible for the release of the 2nd season. Lastly, on Wednesday, October 22nd, Key TV, Keke Palmer's network, dropped the first episodes of Southern Fried Chicken, written by Nakia Stevens. The show follows a Korean-American woman who was adopted by a Black family on her journey through college at an HBCU. Despite their intentions, the show and their decision to air it came under fire as soon as it was announced. Many people were upset with the title, but most people were upset with the casting and the storyline. There were also comments saying that the main character could have been Black, adopted by an Asian family, and we watch her grow more connected to her culture by going to an HBCU. Fans noticed how our main character, Coco, speaks in a heavy Black accent, how a bigger, dark-skinned Black girl bullies her, and how the show portrays other harmful Black stereotypes. The overwhelming reaction has been negative. Fans noticed how our main character, Coco, speaks in a heavy Black accent, has a bigger, dark-skinned black girl bully her, and how the show portrays harmful black stereotypes. Stereotypes such as Coco's cousin, former GSA member in high school, is now pregnant and unable to attend college with Coco, so she works at Walmart instead. It was also brought to the internet's attention that this isn't the first time the show had tried to air. Nakia shot and wrote Southern Fried Rice in 2019 with a different main actress. Despite these criticisms, Kiki spoke up on her Twitter account saying that what you like is subject, but the support of Black people is not. So whether you like it at all, or some, or none, I say give these creators a chance to grow as we continue to grow in supporting them. So what do you guys think? Do you agree or disagree with the decision to make the main character non-Black? Are you going to watch more episodes as they're released? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you next time.
On October 13th, Toni Newman, an author, human rights activist, and social justice leader, was the first trans woman and woman of color to be awarded an honorary doctorate from Azteca University in international law and legal studies. She was honored by the school for her outstanding contributions to the advancement of LGBTQ+ equality, racial justice, and the rights of marginalized communities. Newman continues to advocate for policies that advance equality and inclusion. To quote Dr. Newman's award acceptance, "This honorary doctorate from Azteca University is more than an honor. It's a testament to every trans woman of color who has fought to live authentically and lead with purpose. I share this recognition with all those who continue to break barriers and create spaces of dignity, hope, and justice for our communities." On October 17th, the official Department of Homeland Security Twitter account found itself in a controversy after they were accused of spreading misinformation, saying that an anti-ICE video featuring TikToker at Florida named Jit they shared was fake. In the video, there was a group of young Black men standing on what seemed like a basketball court with the caption, "ICE, we're on the way. Word in the streets, cartel pulls 50K bounty on y'all." The DHS Twitter account's caption on the clip was FAFO. "If you threaten or lay hands on our law enforcement officers, we will hunt you down." And the post gained over 37 million views and 130,000 likes in a week. Verified X user at Astro Lamont would go on to post a screenshot of the TikTok's original caption, showing that although it was unlikely AI was fully used, the original caption was edited for the sake of making these young Black men look like enemies of the state. Other internet users went as far as to accuse the DHS account of knowingly spreading AI-generated clips to incriminate the TikTok user. Although no proof of AI manipulation technology was found, Twitter user Tony DeShino posted a screenshot on October 17th claiming, "AI finna have Black people at crime scenes they never were at. Watch." People were more surprised by the fact that the official DHS account was taking time out of their day to publicly argue with an NBA-themed troll account named at Hood Genius, one of the many to call out the official government account on their tweet saying that spreading misinformation, especially as the Department of Homeland Security, should cause for the abolishment of that said department. The DHS account tried to backpedal and lean into the joke by posing an attempt at banter, replying to the tweet with, "We heard you no ball," a few days later. But the damage to their image was already done. The internet was in disbelief over the fact that an official government account was baited by a random Twitter user. Many other posts about the situation expressed their disappointment with the account, with one verified user at popslee_LOL tweeted on October 19th, "DHS responding to Hood Genius and I'm supposed to believe we're not in the US century of humiliation." And finally, to end this arc, the official Democratic Party Twitter account followed at Hood Genius. Thanks so much for watching. I've been your host, Sophia Samples. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at Blackface.